Hey guys, welcome to Core Project 3. We'll get started pretty quickly, but just a reminder that some of the exercises that you do today might feel a little bit advanced or difficult for your body, so you're welcome to do your own modifications. I'll give you some, or just feel like coming into child's pose if that's what your body needs. So we'll come to seated on the mat, it's about halfway along. Find your legs and reach them out nice and long. Inhale to take a big breath in here, and let's just exhale. Everything just folds over the legs. Relaxing the head, relaxing the belly on the tops of your thighs. And just if you want to give your head a couple of shakes, no, a couple of nods, yes. Okay, feeling the sense of back of the legs, receiving a nice stretch from the heels all the way up towards your sit bones. Might be feeling it even through the upper back. So one more breath in through the nose. Relax your toes, relax your ankles, softness through your knees. And then as you exhale, just fold the body in half a little more. Next, big breath in through the nose, filling up the back and sides of your rib cage. As you exhale and lift up through the belly, we'll restack the spine up nice and tall for me. The left knee is going to bend here, and your right leg is going to be reaching out long. You're going to bring the hands out towards the front of the body in line with your shoulders. Inhale, open the arms out wide to a T. As you exhale, left hand's going to plant the ground behind you. You're just going to reach your right arm all the way up and over. The left elbow can bend here, receiving a nice stretch through the right side of the body. Good, big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, the right hand's going to trace along the left side of the mat. You're going to bring it all the way forwards and down, folding over your right leg. Big inhale here. Let everything just hang through the upper body. As you exhale, scoop through the belly. We'll restack the spine. The left knee will pull in. You're going to grab the left leg around the back of the thigh. Inhale through the nose here. Lengthen your spine up so you really light up your butt cheeks. And as you exhale, I want you to start to roll your pelvis back. So start to pull the belly away from the top of your left thigh. As you take the spine down slowly, the left leg will lift up. You let the shoulders, the head come back onto your mat. You kick your left leg up to the sky, a bit more through the back of the left leg. Bend the knee and kick and lengthen. Bend the knee and we reach it away. One more time, you're going to straighten the leg. Maybe you can walk your hands up a little further towards the calf, or the knee might stay slightly bent. I don't want this tremble through the back of the hamstring, so you're not forcing that stretch. Big inhale through the nose here. Toes point down towards your face. As you exhale, guys, you're going to point your toes up. You're going to nod the chin and pull it up towards the knee. You're going to re-bend the knee, catch the back of the thigh again, and then just roll yourself straight back up. Left foot plants to the ground, spine is lifted. You're going to reach the left leg long, bend your right knee in and out to the side. Remember, arms reach forwards, lengthen your spine, open the arms out to a T, and then you're going to slowly start to twist the body over to the right. Right hand plants to the ground behind you. Left arm reaches over towards the right. The right elbow will softly bend here. You're receiving that nice stretch. If you want to, you can lift your left butt cheek away from the mat underneath you. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep your left hand across the right side of the mat all the way forwards, and you're going to fold over your left leg. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale to let go of tension. You're going to lift your spine back up nice and tall. Pull the right knee up. Grab onto the back of the thigh. Lift your spine up tall. Inhale, your shoulders roll down your back. And then as you exhale, pelvic roll back. So you start to draw your tailbone under towards the heels. The right heel will start to lift away from the ground as you lay your spine down, your knees at tabletop. Right leg extends up to the sky. As you exhale, re-bend the knee. Let's go for 2 more. Slowly beginning to find more length through the back of your legs. For 2. On your next one, you're going to reach and extend the right leg up to the sky. Inhale here. As you exhale, nod the chin first. Let the shoulders peel away from the ground. A little bit of an ab curl here just to reach your forehead to your knee. From here, re-bend the knee. Breath in through the nose. As you exhale, roll your spine straight back up, lifting up nice and tall. Both legs reach out long, arms reach out. Inhale to breathe in here. Flexing at your ankles, so toes point up to the ceiling. As you exhale, I want you to roll your pelvis down. Slowly start to think about your pelvis is rotating around your thigh bones as you land your tailbone towards the mat underneath you. There's lightness through your shoulders. Big inhale through the nose. Can you take all of your focus and take it to your lower belly and pull that belly button closer towards your lower back? Inhale here. As you exhale, roll your lower back down. That part might be really challenging to control the release of your spine. Shoulders are off the mat still. Inhale here. As you exhale, take the rest of your spine all the way down. The arms will lift up over the head and back towards the floor behind you. Find that nice stretch through the front of the body here, and then just sweep your hands back towards the sides of your hips. Knees will bend, and the feet will just be the width of your hips. Big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, let's start to engage the lower belly as you rock your pelvis into that imprint position. Inhale, slowly release the pelvis forwards. So we did this in core project 2, guys. If you watch those Instagram lives, you would have noticed that I tried to explain imprint and neutral so that we get that better understanding of how it is that we move just our hips without any movement through the rest of the body. One more time. Finding your imprint, releasing your pelvis forwards. On the next one, you're going to find neutral. Ribs are heavy, butt cheek is heavy. A little space underneath your lower back. On your exhalation, guys, you're going to scoop the belly. Feel the lower belly pull the pelvis into your imprint. The lower back now gently kisses the mat. From here, you're going to push down through your heels and lift your butt cheeks up by squeezing and contracting the glutes. A little bit of hamstring engagement as you come into your full bridge. As you exhale, the spine will roll down slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Your bottom's going to land at the end. Then you release and slide your hips forward. Find that little space underneath the lower back. So if you scoop the belly, your lower back flattens along the mat. You press into your feet to let the butt lift you up. Holding yourself at the top of your bridge here. Now imagine the front of your hip bones as the heads of arrows and they're pointing up towards the tops of your knees. Inhale to breathe here. As you exhale, roll the spine all the way down, hinging at the hips when you land your bottom down. Inhale to breathe. Exhale, scoop and lift all the way up. Arrowheads of the front of your hip bones pointing to your knees. Gives you a nice opening out sensation through the front of your thighs. As you exhale, let the spine release back down nice and slowly. We've got another 3 more here. So in your bridge position, it's a really good opportunity here to feel connected to the back of your legs. So butt working, hamstrings working as well. No sensation through your lower back as you articulate the spine down and up. 2 more times here. Really find that nice stretch through the front of your hips as you lift those hips up. No flaring through the rib cage at the top. Last one, guys, you're going to lift it up and then pause and hold here. From here, if you look towards your hip bones, guys, you can see the hips and the knees are reaching forwards. From here, pause. All I want you to do is squeeze your knees together and then open the knees out to the width of the hips. Squeeze the knees in shut and then release. So I want you to actively move the knees together, but then give them a little bit more squeeze, and you feel all the muscles through the back of your butt, through your inner thighs connecting here. Let's go for another 4 and squeeze for 3. We squeeze as tight as we can, no daylight between your inner thighs. 2 and release. Last one, squeeze it so tight, hold it here. Squeeze those knees in a little tighter. Try not to let your hips drop. Open your knees back out to the width of the hips. It's a pelvic press. So your hips will fold down. You'll lift up by pressing down through your feet. You let the hips fold at the front of your leggings and you lift straight back up. You've got another 5. Lower and lift. For 4, lower. Press through your feet to lift you up. For 3 and lift. For 2, squeeze from your butt to pull your hips up. Last 1, lift it at the top and hold here. Relaxing those shoulders back onto your mat if you started to build tension through the upper body. As you exhale, take it nice and slow. Enjoy the articulation through your spine as you roll the spine all the way back down onto the mat. Big breath in through the nose, not finished yet, guys. As you exhale, let's scoop our belly, find our imprint, and bring ourselves straight back up to the top. So again, it's a combo of both of those exercises. So you'll hinge at the hips, pelvic press, lift up and squeeze those knees in shut. Open the knees, drop the hips. Push the hips up, squeeze the knees and shut. Open and lower, lift and close. We open, we lower, we lift, we close it in. You've got 5. Lower, lift and squeeze. So 4, open, lower, lift and squeeze. 3 more, lower, lift, squeeze those knees. As you fatigue, guys, your knees are not going to want to squeeze in as tight together. Really try to squeeze them in shut. Almost like they're glued together, and then hold them there. Last one, you lift it, you squeeze it, and this time you don't let your knees open again. Can you squeeze from the crease of your butt cheeks just to bring those hips a centimetre up higher? There's the smile line of your butt working. Hold for me. Big breath in and tiny little pulses. You've got 8 and 7 for 6. Soften your ribs for 5. 4, squeeze from your butt, not pushing up from the rib cage. 2 and 1, hold here. Open the knees out, lift up a little higher. Big breath in through the nose, exhale, roll the spine down, vertebra by vertebra. Scoop the belly, release the pelvis. Talk about a warm-up, okay? Butt cheeks should be definitely working here. Let's hug your knees in and just let the butt cheeks stretch out a little from here. When you're ready, guys, if you want to, you can always move and rock your body left to right. Drop the feet back down. Hands are going to interlace behind the base of your skull here. Elbows are lifted. Inhale to take a big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, let's float the left leg up to tabletop. Knee stacks above the hip. Another breath in. Exhale, ribs stay anchored down. Lower belly stays connected. Take the right leg up to join the left. Knees together here. You're in neutral or a little sense of imprint. As you exhale, the shoulder blades will lift away from your mat. It's just a little ab curl to start with. Inhale, let the shoulders come all the way back down onto the mat. Exhale, just try to pick maybe half of your shoulder blade away from the mat. And then as you inhale, let everything go. Now, the most important thing to think about is always check in with your head. Is it still really nice and heavy in your hands? My arms are working nearly just as hard as my core here because I'm holding on to my head. Now, if my arms aren't working that much, then you're going to know and I'm going to know that you're gripping from your neck as you curl up. So think, abs, flex your spine forwards, hands, keep your head heavy and supported here. I'm already starting to shake. Let's go for another 3 more. Hopefully you're starting to feel that connection to the front of your core. The lower belly stays nice and flat. Let's go for 2 more. Curl it up. So we lift, we flex a little, but we really keep that control through the hips by wrapping our transverse abs on. That's that corset that wraps around the waist. So we curl up, we use our corset muscle to keep our pelvis nice and still. We might feel we can't come up as high here. Let's go for another 2 more. Lower, exhale, round your spine up. On your next one, guys, you're going to slowly lower down. You're going to lift the chest all the way up. Hold this position here for me. I want you to reach and extend both legs away. I want you to pull your left knee in and then your right knee and then lower the chest all the way back down. So we exhale, we curl up. We inhale, we reach our legs away, scooping down through the belly. Right knee will pull in, left knee will pull in, lower everything down. You've got 3 more. Curl it, reach away. Left knee in, right knee in, lower all the way down. 2 more. Curl, reach the legs away. Don't take them too low if you look at your belly and it's starting to bulge your dome. 1 more time. Curl it up. Reach those legs away. Pull your right knee in, pull your left knee in. Grab onto your thighs, a little assistance to hollow your belly down, to round the spine and the shoulders up a little higher. From here, you're going to kick both of your legs away. Now take them up higher if this is challenging for you. Take them lower if you can still keep that corset wrapping your belly down. From here, you beat your arms. You inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 10. Keep going. This is called hundreds in Pilates. This is a test on your core endurance At any point, guys, the modification is your knees pull back into tabletop and you hold your knees there. But the aim is to try to keep the chest lifted. If you need that little bit of assistance on your neck, one hand goes towards the base of the skull and you beat the other hand. Keep going for me. You're about 4 breaths in. You've got 6 breaths to go. So if you want the challenge as you breathe out, you reach your legs out nice and long for 3, 2, 1. And as you breathe in for a count of 5, your knees pull in towards you. So we reach it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach away for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more breaths, guys. If you want to, you keep your legs out long, or you might have already kept your legs out. You've got 1 more big breath in through the nose. Take it all the way down to your lungs. And then as you exhale, really anchor that lower belly down as you take the breath out through pursed lips. You hold it here. You breathe. You pull your knees in on the exhale. You maybe lift your chest up a little higher. And then everything go all the way down, guys. Slide your legs out nice and long. Give your tummies a little bit of an opportunity to stretch here. Big inhale here. Let's bend the knees again for me. Catch the knees, or catch your hands around the front of your shins. Inhale through the nose for me. As you exhale, nod chin to chest, roll the spine up slightly, scoot down through the belly. Okay, so from here, you're going to start to add your roll like a ball. Roll forwards, roll back, slowly rolling back and forwards for me. 2 more times. Find your heels still off the ground as you scoot down through the belly. Roll back, and then we roll forwards, and then we roll back, never landing on our shoulder blades. Roll forwards and hold. Catch the back of your thighs, open your elbows out to the side, and then just try to bring your chest above your knees here. So we're nice and lengthened out through the spine, rather than rounding and closing in through the upper body. I want you just to use your breath out and pull that belly away from the top of your thighs. So that's that lower abdominal connection that we really need to think about in this shape. Big breath in here for me. A bit more scoot back. Try to bring your tailbone onto the mat. And I want to feel, or I want you to feel, that the pelvis kind of rocks forwards and back as a way of readjusting. And then you know that you're really challenging that lower abdominal strength. Big breath in through the nose. Good, guys. If we can, we take our hands away from our legs and hold our shape here. If you want a little more, extend your left leg out long. Hold. Maybe you switch the legs and pull the left knee in and extend the right out. Hold. Good. If you want that extra challenge and you're not loading in your hip flexors, you're going to extend both legs long, squeezing your heels together, pulling down through your belly, and hold this for 2 and 1, guys. This is our teaser. We cross the ankles over, we flip ourselves forwards. 4-point kneeling position, guys. Spreading your fingertips out nice and wide. Your knees stack over the hips. You're going to inhale, stick your butt behind you, let your belly drop, and let your chest pull forwards. As you exhale, tuck your pelvis under, lift up through the belly and dome the spine up to the roof. Inhale, lengthen. Cat-cows. Exhale, round. A really nice way of mobilizing your spine. I'm guessing if we've all watched those guys doing the cat-cows, is it called the desired unemployed or whatever? Then you probably know how to work on your cat-cows. Rounding up for me, holding here. Tuck your toes down, guys. Hover the knees away from the ground for me. Hold your hover and then extend the legs all the way back, finding your downward dog or your pike. Push your chest towards your thighs. Good. You can lift the heels up and bend the knees, whatever you need to bring your bottom, and start to really pull it back in space and up. Inhale to breathe here. As you exhale, you're going to roll from your pelvis forwards to bring your shoulders above your wrists, finding your plank position. From your plank, there's that zip up through the belly. Okay, so in a plank, guys, we're trying to really work the lower belly connection. So I want you to then try to also pull your belly up, even though this position does help you to engage into the core. As you exhale, you're going to reach your hips all the way back again, extending through the chest. As you exhale, you lift up off your heels, roll the spine forwards, finding your plank. As you hold your plank, then think about pulling that belly up a little higher, engaging that lower belly. Knees might be soft here. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Everything here in plank is all about protecting you from dumping into that lower back. So the belly lifts, the butt cheeks are run. You then lift the hips all the way up again. One more time, let's roll it forwards, finding your plank position for me. There's no locking through your elbows. The back crease of your elbow should be pointing towards the back of your thighs. Hold this position and breathe. Press down through your fingertips so your nails almost look like they're turning white here. Less pressure on the wrist. You breathe for 2 and you breathe for 1 more. Drop the knees slightly to the ground here. Untap through your toes. Already you're in like a half plank position. I want you to push your hips back so your hips are above your knees. And we come into like a 4-point kneeling position with our wrists just slightly forwards of the shoulders. This takes a lot of tension or pressure away from the wrist joint so that we can really connect into the shoulders, the triceps, and your arms instead. Gaze down between your thumbs. Belly stays wrapped up. So your elbows will start to bend. They tap towards the mat. You straighten through the arms again and then you push the hips forward, shoulders above your wrists. From here, the elbows will bend and you drop your chest straight down towards your thumbs. Push the ground away from you. Roll the hips back above the knees. Elbows fold and drop down. Tap. Straighten through the arms. Rock the weight forwards a little and then come into the hard version of your tricep dip. Lift up. Rock it back. Fold the elbows. Straighten. Push it forwards. Bend the elbows here. Create a shelf for your chest to be supported by your arms. So down, easy version. Hard version, shift the weight, the hips forwards, bend the elbows, lift it up, back, lower, tap, lift. Come forwards with the hips, drop it down. You don't let the head come down before the chest. Push the ground away from your chest. Back, we come down. We straighten the arms, come forwards, now hold. I want 6 tricep dips in your hard version. So slowly bend the elbows, wrap the elbows to the sides of the body and lift it up. That's 1. You bend the elbows, you drop it down and lift for 2. Keep going for maintain, you're doing well. Elbows don't ever want to fan out to the side, so really think pull the elbows in towards the body and then lift up. So I want to feel that the sides of your ribs are supported by that shelf that you create from bending the elbows. You've got 3 and lift. For 2, my whole upper body moves together. Head does not lead the way. Last 2 and lift up by connecting through your shoulders. 1 more, hold it here. Breathe for me. You pause. You nod the chin gently to the chest. You hold 5. Zip your belly 4, press into your fingers 2, 1, come down a little deeper, push all the way up, send your bottom back to your heels, and then just take a little bit of a child's pose here. From here, big inhale through the nose, exhale, let the breath go, let's come forwards again. So the last round in our class is going to be a little bit more flowy, a little bit faster. Okay, tuck your toes. Inhale as you exhale, I want the knees to hover. You're going to send your hips back. Find yourself in a pike position again. From here, you're going to lift your left leg away from the mat and just draw it up towards the sky. Both hip bones are still pointing down to your mat. As you exhale, you're going to pull that left knee in, rounding the spine, draw knee to nose. As you inhale, I just want you to kick that left leg up as you reach the hips back up to the roof. As you exhale, the left knee pulls in, you round and you lift the spine up, almost like an angry cat stretch, to create space for the knee to reach the nose. Inhale, we reach it back. As you exhale, you pull it in, you hold it here. From here, can you lift your chest up higher from the mat so that you've got enough space to bring that left leg forwards. Step the left leg forwards here, find your lunge position. From here, you're going to shift the weight into the left foot so that you can step your right leg off the ground and pull it forwards. Come into that forward fold where your feet are forwards on the mat. From here, bend the knees and drop the weight of the belly down onto your thighs and let everything just hang. Inhale to breathe as you exhale. Scoop through your belly. Roll your spine straight up for me. Shoulders glide down away from the ears. So toes are pointing forward to the short edge of your mat. Hands are going to sit onto the hips. You're going to find a squat. Knees always above your heels. Arms reach forwards. Bottom reaches back in space. Push down through your hands to your hips. Stand up nice and tall for me. So we bend the knees. We tip our upper body weights just slightly forwards. Press into your feet. Come back up to stand. So really easy, guys, to fall into bad habits when you squat. And how you do this is by bringing your knees forwards, or your knees might be back here and you kind of tip the upper body weight too far forwards that all you feel are your quads. So we think about reaching the arms forwards to counter back the hips, pulling back in space. Always checking in as you look down to make sure those knees aren't forwards of your heels or your ankles. Let's go for another 2. On your next one, guys, you sit into your chair. Your chest is still lifted and you give me tiny little lifts up. You've got 8 little pulses up. Verse 7, if your knees are above your heels, you shouldn't just be feeling your quads here. Sides of the butt cheek are squeezing and contracting to lift your hips up. 2. 1 more. Can you come down and hold here? From here, hands go to your hips. Your right foot is your stabilizing leg. You're going to lift your left heel away from the ground and just slide it back. But this time, as you slide back, you're reaching it to the back left corner of your mat. From here, your weight is actually going to rotate towards the front right corner. You're going to slide that left knee in. It's going to tap the back of your right calf. You're going to kick it out away from you in a nice long diagonal line. So you pull it in and you kick it away. You pull it in and you kick it away. So your chest is lifted. This is a little bit of a version of what we call a curtsy lunge. You've got another 3. And 2, knee always back, guys, behind your ankle. If you've got a wall nearby, use your right hand, place it onto the wall for a little bit of support. Balance work can never be easy if you haven't done a lot of it before. Keep the knee above the ankle rather than pushing forwards. You've got 2. There's your right butt down. You've got another 1. You're going to pull the left knee in and hold here. From here, your heel is going to drag, left heel drags up to the left butt cheek. Tap the left toes to the ground, slide it back. So pull it in, heel lifts to the butt. Tap the toes back down, kick it away. 3 more, pull in and lift. Toes tap back down, reach it away. Let's go for another 2. Heel lifts, toes tap, slide it back. 1 more time, pull it in, lift your heel up and hold here. From here, bring both hands in towards the chest. You want to extend that leg out long, tip your body forwards, open the arms. Pull it all the way in like a ball, so bend the elbows, bend the knees, sit back. Straighten through the right leg slightly, extend the left leg back, and then everything wraps in like a ball, chest faces forwards. So lean and open, close it in, bottom reaches back. 2 more times. Reach away, open your lines out long, pull everything in. 1 more time, reach it away, hold, pull everything in, hold this shape. From here, can you draw your left knee down lower? Pause. Can you pull your left knee up towards the back of the knee? Can you drop your left knee down towards your heel? And can you lift it straight back up? So the left knee is in contact with your right calf. You draw it down, you pull it up. Let's go for another 2. Lower and press into your right foot to lift up. 1 more, lower. Push down through your right foot and lift. Hold here. Take your left leg back. Turn your body so it faces the short edge of the mat again. Hand step down to the mat. Take your right foot back. Find yourself in your plank position. Inhale to breathe. Soften through the elbows. Oh my God, my right butt cheek is probably cooked from here. You're going to bend your knees. Drop the knees down. Sit your bottom back to your heels. Take a breath in. Find like a mini reset, a mini child's pose. As you exhale, push all the way forwards. Your hips are going to reach your wrists and find extension through your spine. Should feel nice to open out that right hip. As you exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Lift your chest up. Lift your hips up. Slide your bottom back towards your heels and then roll it forwards. Next time, guys, you're going to nod the chin, roll it back. Tap your toes, lift your hips up. Find your downward dog again. You've got one more side. Inhale to breathe. Slowly as you exhale, slide your right foot, kick it back behind you, then lift it up only as high as the length through your legs allows. Exhale, the most important part is here. You pull the knee forwards, you round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, you just kick the leg away and behind you. Doesn't have to come up too high. As you exhale, pull the shape in, round the spine. Inhale one more time. Let's lengthen and kick the leg away. Good. And as you exhale, for me, you're going to pull that shape all the way in. Hold here. Knee to your nose. Press the chest away from the mat a little higher. And then just bring your right foot forwards as far forwards as you can. Toes point to the short edge of the mat. You're going to have your fingertips around your right foot. Rock the weight forward to lift your left leg up. And then bring it forwards, finding your semi-squat, belly collapses onto the thighs, head tucks in between your legs. Big breath in here. As you exhale, guys, you scoop through the belly, you unravel your spine up nice and tall, shoulders glide down the back. So from here, hands to your hips, you find your squat, you bend through your knees. Okay, the knees slightly turn out, so the sides of your booty is switching on. You push through your feet. Stand up nice and tall. Big toes stay on the ground the whole time, but really think about the heel being the driving force that connects into the back line of your legs. So really push down as heavy as you can through your heels as you come up to stand. And down, and we lift. One more time you come down for me. Hold here. Remember, chest is slightly lifted. Look down and see your toes. From here, right heel is going to lift. Your left leg is now your stabilizing side. Let's kick that right leg back and just shift our body slightly so it's facing the front left side of your mat. From here, it's your diagonal line. Hands can stay on your hips. You're going to slide your right knee in, tap the left calf, and then slide the right toes towards the back right corner of your mat. So we pull in. And we reach it away. We pull in and we reach it away. Now, if you place your hands onto your hips, your aim is to notice how much those your hips wobble. And if it's sliding and wobbling left to right, think a little bit more wrap through the front of your belly to hold your pelvis in that neutral position. Let's go for another 2. Out and in. My upper body does not change position. It's not lowering or lifting here. We stay nice and stable through the upper torso. One more time, guys, you slide it back. We add on. From here, push down through your left heel. Knees above the left heel. You pull it in. Right heel kicks up towards the right butt cheek. Tap the toes back to the ground. Take it out. So we go in and lift. Tap the toes. Push it back. 3 more. In and lift. Toes tap. Reach it back. One more time, guys. You pull it in. You lift it up. You tap it down. You kick it away. Our challenge series on balance. If you've got the wall next to you, hold onto the wall with your left hand. Pull it in. Kick the heel away. From here, hands in front of the chest. Open your lines out long. Arms to T. Reach your right leg back behind you. Close it in, elbows and then pull into the body. Right knee taps the left calf. So we open out. We pull it in. You've got 3 more. You reach away. Lean your body forwards if you want that extra challenge, and you pull it in. If you want the modification, guys, the right toes can always stay on the ground, and you maybe just practice lifting and lowering. Let's go for another 2 more. Open and in. One more time, we open, we pull it in, we hold it here for me. Right heel draws down, right knee draws down, right knee lifts up. Right knee draws down, pull your right knee up. Let's go for another 2 and lift. Doing well, guys, 1 more. We pull it up, so close. Come down for me, hold it here, Kick your right leg out long, and let's just land our hands back onto the mat. Take your left foot back, guys. Hold yourself in a plank. Drop your knees down to the ground. Untuck your toes to me, and then just let your elbows come onto the mat. So elbows are going to be the width of the shoulders. Your hands can either be interlaced, or your hands can be the same width of your shoulders as well. Your left leg's going to reach back in space. Your right leg's going to reach back in space. Let's start to build a bit of warmth in our obliques. So from here, your hips are level with your shoulders. Your belly and your rib cage muscles are wrapping and lifting the front of your body away from the mat. You're going to drop your right hip down. As you exhale, I want you to pull that right hip up using your obliques. Good, you roll your left hip down just slightly. As you exhale, wrap the muscles around the left side of your hip to pull the hips back up so they're level again. So you start to slowly sway, let your right hip dip, right hip muscles, obliques, pull the right side back up to meet the left. Let the left hip drop, and then level out your hips, left obliques are right. Let's go for another 3. Doing these really slowly, guys. You should be feeling all of the sides of your waist connecting to bring your hips back so they're level. Let's go for another 2. And lift. 1 more time. Left lowers. Pull it up. Hold it here for me. I want you to think about your chest reaching forward slightly, a softness through the back of the neck. Belly pulls up in this position and the rib cage. You breathe for 8. 7, nearly there, guys. Strong through your shoulders. Send the weight back towards your heels a little more for 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, can you slowly begin to push yourself up off your left hand and then push yourself up off your right hand. Finding your plank from here, knees will drop out to the sides. We're working now on the obliques. Let's send the hands slightly forwards. The knees are underneath the hips. This will load pressure off the wrists so that as you begin to move, you don't dump in the shoulders and collapse through the chest. We want to think lengthening out through the neck, lift it up through the shoulders and chest. Left arm is going to reach forwards in space. As you exhale, you're going to bend the elbow, pull it towards the left hip. Inhale to reach out nice and long. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach. So this position here supports the movement, but I want you to really focus on sending that attention into the oblique on the left hip and really working on contracting that muscle. So it's a little bit of mental focus and attention to find more engagement through the left oblique. Rather than the upper body moving, it's about trying to pull up through the belly and crunch and contract the muscles around your left hip. You've got 3 and reach for 2 and reach. 1 more, pull it in and then reach it out long. Replace the left hand back down. Left leg is going to extend it out. Left leg lifts up. Butt cheek is working to hold the leg in line with the hip. The knee is going to bend it out to the left. Emphasis again on the obliques, and then reach and extend the leg out nice and long. So the knee will bend, you crunch and pull in, and then you reach the leg out long. So in this position here, try not to let your knee drop down all that much. I do want you to feel that it's the left waist that pulls in here, and then you kick it away. You've got another 3, and reach for 2, and release, guys. 1 more time, can you pull it in? Can you reach it out long and hold here? Toes are pointed down to the floor. Send your bottom back a little to drop your left toes, and then land the outside blade of the foot down so that you can spin yourself up into like a side plank prep. Right knee is going to go away from the hips a little so that you can let your body find a diagonal line. Okay, it's the hip that's going to drop down in space. As you exhale, you pull the waistline away from the ground. Inhale, let the hip drop. As you exhale, we lift through that right waist. So elbow on the right arm is nice and soft so that you're not locking through your joints. And again, a lot of pressure on the wrist. We're light off our wrists, stable in the shoulder to feel that engagement through the right waist. Let's go for 3 more. The harder option, guys, is you can always take your right leg, cross it around the back of your left foot, lower the legs, lift through the waist. Let the hip always lead your way in this position. Hand can reach to the sky, hand sweeps to hip as the hip lifts. Reach the arm up, exhale, pull the hand to the waist as your hip lifts. You've got 3 here. And lift. Wherever you're at, guys, the aim is to work on your waist, not into your shoulder. 2, and lift. 1 more time. You lift it, you hold for me. Big breath in through the nose. Can you pull your right hip up away from the mat a little higher without crunching through the right shoulder and neck? Nice long necks. Hip is lifted. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, guys, your right knee is going to come all the way back to your mat. You spin yourself forwards again. Find yourself in that 4-point kneeling position. I'm going to spin around so that you can see me on the other side. You guys stay exactly where you are. Maybe taking a bit of a roll out through your wrists. Again, shoulders forward, wrists forwards of the shoulders. Knees stacked underneath the hips. Right hand is going to reach forwards. We don't crunch through the top of the shoulder here. We lift and we lengthen our spine and chest away from the mat. As you exhale, it's your right hip pulls in, elbow towards the knee. Inhale to reach it away. Exhale, crunch and lift the belly. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, wrap the tummy muscles up and round from your lower back. So my upper body isn't doing much here. My head isn't pulling to my chest. It's upper body stays relatively neutral. It's your elbow pulls in to that crunch through the right waist. You've got 3. And release. For 2, really pull that right hip up towards the ribs. 1 more time, you're going to pull it up. Feel that whole right side working here, and then lengthen it out long. From here, drop the right hand forwards again. Extend the right leg out long. Big breath in through the nose. When you're ready, the breath out first lifts your belly and keeps the core connected. Leg will float. Right knee is going to bend and pull across to the right. You're going to reach and kick the leg back in space. So you're going to pull it in, and you're going to reach and out long. A couple more here. Aim is not to let the right knee kind of tap towards the ground as you sweep it. It's right knee opens, knee stays lifted, and then you kick it all the way back. You use your obliques to pull it in. You use your butt to reach it away. 1 more time. You reach it back. Hold here. From here, spin yourself all the way onto your left arm. Right arm reaches out to the sky. Right foot anchors to the ground so that you can shuffle the left knee and just take it back a little. Hip will drop, find diagonal line. From here, the hip dips. The hip wraps and pulls you up. Inhale, let the hip really melt to the mat. As you exhale, wrap the waistline to lift the hip away. You've got a couple more. Your left elbow stays nice and soft here as you begin to move through the hip. Side plank's always really hard if you're not used to being on your side and you know that core might be a little bit weak, especially those obliques. Knee down is so much more effective than trying to find the full version. If you're feeling strong today, your left leg can sweep behind the right, but just watch that you don't then overload into that left shoulder. So the hip still leads the way. You feel the muscles tighten around the left waist to pick the hip up. Let's go for another 5. Arm can reach up to the sky. As you sweep the hip up, the hand comes to the hip. Inhale, arm up to sky, hip drops. Exhale, pull the hip up, reach the hand to your hip. You've got another 3 to go. And lift. For 2. And lift. 1 more time. We lift it. You hold it here. Take your right hand back up to the ceiling. Lift the waist a little higher. Breathe. Hold. Don't drop. You're nearly there for 3. For 2. And 1, guys. Lift it. Bring your left knee down. Spin yourself back to face the front of your mat. Let's come off the shoulders. Sit your bottom to your heels and just roll out through your wrists a couple of times. So the last exercise, guys, I want you to come up to a kneeling position. It's going to be a little bit more of a faster paced movement. I'm working on the stability of the pelvis. So from here, toes can be tucked, knees are going to be a little bit wider than your hips. From here, your left leg is going to step forwards. It's going to point towards the front corner of the mat. Hands into prayer, lean your body forwards. You're on your right toes, you're going to push yourself up and step your right leg down into a squat. Hips are back, chest is forwards, you stand up nice and tall. You drop the weight back down into your squat. It's the same leg that's going to reach back. So you're pressing through your left leg, you reach your right leg back, you land the knee, you take the left knee down to joint. Let's do that 3 more times. So left leg forwards, shift the weight forwards. Lift up, keep yourself low, take your right leg forwards, stand up to squat. Come back down for me. Right knee again lifts. Strong through the left side as you transition the right leg back. Drop the knee, take the left leg back to joint. So your hips really want to control how much you're moving and using the power of your legs. If your hips aren't wobbling that much, legs are working harder. Come down and back. Drop the knee, let the left knee bend, come back into your upright kneeling position. Left leg forwards, right leg forwards. Standing up, come down into your squat. Right leg back, lower it down. Left leg back, lower it down. One more time, left leg forwards, right leg forwards. Now find your squat, hold this position here. Hands can come into breath, hands can come into your hips. From here, all I want you to do is sit deeper in your chair and then lift your heels up away from the ground. Find your balance position, roll your heels back down, shift your weight back. So you roll into your toes, your heels will lift. You roll back through your heels, your weight shifts and rocks back. So roll forwards into your toes and lift. Roll back to your heels, rock the weight back. 2 more. Roll forwards and lift. Roll the feet back down, rock the hips back. 1 more. Lift it up. Roll it back. Rock the weight back. Get deeper in your chair. Big breath in for me. Good. From here, hold this position nice and strong. Open the knees out wider when you're ready. Really think about your left leg being so heavy, your right heel lifts. You step it back. You lower it down with control, so there's no pressure on the knee, the left leg moves back with you. Big breath in through the nose here for me, lifting the arms up over the head, push the ribs forward, take a gentle bend back here, have the hands interlaced behind the head, elbows flare outside, elbows wide. You're going to bring your spine back up above the hips, you're going to reach your hands back to your pelvis. This time it's your right leg first. Right leg steps forwards, points to the right corner of the mat. Your left toes are on the ground, you lift the knee up, shift weight forwards, step it forwards, squat to stand. Squat, transition the weight through the right side, left heel lift, step it back. Land the left knee gently, and then take the right leg up to join. So right leg forwards, hold. Lean, lift and transition. Squat and stand. Coming back down, left heel lifts, take the left leg back, right leg is stabilizing you here, drop it down. From here, you slowly take the right leg back, find your kneeling position. Right leg forwards, lift and squat, stand, squat back. Take the left leg back, drop it down lightly. Take the right leg back, return to your start. One more time, right leg forwards, lift and transition to squat. Standing up, take it back, right leg heavy, left heel lifts, step it back, drop it down with control, no pressure into the knee, take the right leg back with you. One last time, right leg forwards, lift, transition the weight, step it forwards, find your squat position, hold your squat position. From here, I want you to sit, lift, and I want you to sit back down into your chair. Hips never dropping lower than the height of your knees. You've got 5, squeeze it up, pick yourself up, lower it down for 4, squeeze and lift, and lower down for 3, squeeze and lift, drop it back down for 2, one more time. You come into your squat, you hold that position, you breathe. Soften your shoulders, maybe you lean your body forwards a little more so that your hips can lift up in space. Looking down, your knees now perfectly balanced on top of the ankles. Hold for me. Belly muscles wrap in here for 2. Sit a little bit deeper and back in your chair. Last one. Big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, step all the way up. Roll the shoulders down your back, guys. Let's come to find our standing position at the front of our mats. And inhale, we'll sweep the hands up over the head. Interlace your fingertips, reach up. Exhale, soften the breath out through the nose or mouth. And then you're going to side bend over to the right for me. From here, drop your right hand down and just reach and stretch across more so towards the right. Big inhale here. As you exhale, sweep your right hand straight back up. Interlace fingertips, push away to the right, and then restack the spine. Over to the left for me. A gentle side bend, and then take your left hand down, and then reach further across to the left. One breath here. Exhale, pull the hands straight back up. Reach your fingertips to the left. Restack your spine. Inhale to breathe, open the chest up. As you exhale, bring your ribs back above the hips. Release your hands all the way down. Let your chin to your chest. Round the spine forwards. Let the fingertips come forwards of the toes. One breath in here. As you exhale, slowly pull the belly button up. Restack the spine joint by joint. Shoulders roll down your back. Well done, guys. Good work today. I'm guessing this was a little bit lighter and softer than hopefully the first two classes. If you've got any questions, or if you felt any niggles through your body that just didn't feel right in the movement, always send me a message or a DM, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week.